What is going on, y'all? This is Josh and Mike, and welcome back to another episode of The Shoe Show. We are not talking about Reeboks. We are talking about the one and only Corey LaJoie, the super shoe of NASCAR, and just anything NASCAR related. Mike, what's going on, dude?
Man, not a whole lot. Feels good to see you again and hang out with all you fine folks once more. So hoping we're just waiting on a little bit of history to be made, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, we are. Unfortunately, we wanted to do this live stream on the Facebooks, but Atlanta Motor Speedway is not allowing us. We don't have a very good signal out here. None of us do. So we're going to pre-record this. Hopefully, there's some good news when you watch this, maybe Monday afternoon. But we're hanging out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are off of Turn 4. This is the Petty Garden for Richard Petty. And it's his statue here, and it's the Petty Grandstands right around the corner here. And so we figured we'd come in and chat a little bit because we still wanted to get with you guys, and hopefully y'all enjoy this. Wanted to bring up a couple of the races before we get excited for Atlanta Motor Speedway. Nashville, we got to see just a few weeks ago. A few things that I took out of the race. Corey unfortunately spun in Turn 4 in qualifying, but that became a theme throughout the weekend because Cup and Xfinity also had this issue. Corey, after finishing, 40th or something, he finished 20th, which is a good day for the Spire Motorsports camp. And, honestly, he could have even gotten up 19th or 18th. Unfortunately, his buddy Joey Logano gave him a late block towards the end of the race. There's about, 20 or 10 laps to go, and Joey decided to block him with a good run and hold him up, and then we got passed by the 48. So we went back from, 19th to 20th because Joey wanted to keep his spot of 19th. It's very important. So Ross ended up winning the race, and it's good to see Ross Chastain finally winning a race where it's completely clean. There's no controversy around it because he is a talented race car driver, and as much as there's a lot of fingers are pointing towards him, he needs to start focusing, I think, on clean wins so he can start his legacy, because I think he's gonna have a lot of good stuff. 10, 20 years from now, we're gonna have a lot of good things to say about Ross Chastain. So, Mike, I wanted to ask you around this time on the Dale Jr. download. Somebody asked a question to Ask Jr. and one of the things was about the possibility of somebody taking over a Junior Motorsports ride next year. And he brought up Corey LaJoie as a possible candidate. And I think it was just him spitballing and just winging it. But do you think that Corey would really take on that ride? Do you think that would be something that Corey would want to do?
So I'm not going to speak for anybody, right? This is just my opinion as a fan. While I think that could be a super, super cool opportunity, I really like what Spire is doing. To see the journey from what it started from to what it is now, and still seeing the future goal. Announcements like this weekend with a big name sponsor like Gainbridge coming in and taking a little bit of faith and support behind Spire and Corey and Ty Dillon and all these guys. It just gives me that much more hope for the future. So I don't want to see him walk out early on what really could be a great thing. Corey doesn't strike me as somebody that wants the instant gratification. He's in it for the long haul. He doesn't mind stacking the pennies. So
right. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it would be up to Corey whether or not he'd want to do the extra season of an Xfinity ride. So. But any racing is good. We don't get enough practice nowadays. It's not, what is it? 2019 is when we saw a normal season where you can actually practice, have happy hour, all that stuff. So. So next race up before Atlanta we're about to see tonight is Chicago. So we got to see the rain tires in full effect. I was very pleased with the sprinkle tires, as Corey likes to call them, and I thought it was a good show, at least for the tires purposes. They did a good job. The Shane Van Cheeseburger, he ended up winning the race, and good for him. And I don't know if that's necessarily good for the sport or not. I mean, it's probably worldly news that he won, but it also is worldly news that all of these 40 NASCAR drivers couldn't beat a guy coming from the Supercar League. We'll see where it goes and see if it does anything good for the NASCAR sport or not. Corey finished 14th, and I feel like he's getting better. Granted, it was a little bit of a pit strategy because of they had the at the end of the race, they had to say, hey, we're going to cut the race short. Was it 20 laps or something like that?
Yeah, down to 75.
So Sparks kind of threw a haymaker of a, hey, let's stay out. Or I can't remember, or he pitted early before everybody else did. So he gained that track position, and that track is, any road course is all about the track position. So unless you're Stewart or Gordon or somebody that can just dice it up no matter what, or this SVG guy. So,
right.
So I wanted to ask you, Mike, after seeing Chicago, if you were to pick one city or I guess country to go to, where would you go next?
Thomasville, Georgia, where I live at. I'm tired of driving 5 and 6 hours to these things. No, any kind of big city would be cool. So I'll say at first I really was not the biggest fan of the idea of the Chicago street race, and it was probably a little overly critical of it in a lot of fashions. But I think the more that I've kind of went back and looked at the highlight reels, it was actually a pretty good product. I think there was a lot of variables that were outside NASCAR's control, and so maybe it wasn't able to put on the 100% of its capability, if you will.
Right.
But yeah, I would be fine with somewhere like New York City. I think that'd be cool. You know what I mean? Let's tear out the entryway to the subways. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And widen them out, like a reprofile, a reconfiguration.
You think if they go fast enough, they can go like a loop-loop?
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
You'd have to watch out for the sewer rats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
All right.
Pizza.
So we are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're getting ready for the Quaker Steak 400 tonight. I'm hoping that this is a pretense that tomorrow we're a little bit hungover because we were out partying because Corey LaJoy finally got his first win. But whether or not, we are excited to see the good race in Atlanta. Man, they've really changed their racetrack and for the better. Atlanta was good before they repaved, and now it's even better. A couple of interesting things I found is this year, Corey, his finishes for super speedway style racing, Daytona 500, he finished in 16th. The Atlanta Motor Speedway earlier in the season, he finished in 4th, and Talladega, he finished 25th. The Atlanta finishes since this new repave of 2022-2023 has been, for Corey, 5th, 21st, and 4th, and that 21st obviously was when he got wrecked on the last lap with him and Chase getting into it. Just earlier in the spring when Atlanta had a race, it was Logano winning, and he won the way Corey lost the race last year in the fall, where he went up high and passed on the last lap, kind of going on the high on turn one. Kind of a similar situation. He just wasn't as blocked as hard because he was going against Keselowski as opposed to Corey going against Chase Elliott, and just a different deal. But man, do you see that going tonight? You think that's the same story? You think Corey's going to win last lap?
Man, I feel like I have to say that, right? This is a day that I have looked forward to. Hell, since last July. We've been here for all three of the reprofiled track races here at Atlanta, and to see Corey run as exceptional as he has been nothing shy of encouraging. So when that happened in last July, I was disappointed because we crashed on the last lap, but it just gave me that much more faith in wanting to come back here to this race now, and seeing him capture his career best finish of 5th in the spring race last year and now 4th this year. It gives me a lot of hope, guys, that tonight's the night. I think Spire and Corey and that entire team, they find a way to connect all the dots, dot all their I's, cross their T's, all these things. And a new sponsor goes to Victory Lane with a car for his first time ever. I think that could be the Cinderella story. So let's cross our fingers, and cheer as loud as we can. If you guys are sitting on your couch at home, don't use them. Stand up, okay? Use the new hardwood floors that you just installed, or that new carpet, whatever. Stand on that, cheer, send all the good vibes that you can, because tonight's going to be a hell of a show, I feel like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I was fortunate enough to get to hang out in the garage a little bit yesterday and rub elbows with all the Spire Motorsports guys, and they're all excited. They all are talking positive, like they expect to be in Victor Lane tonight. I don't know when this will be posted on YouTube, but everybody's very pumped. And Corey said that he'll see us in Victor Lane. So pretty excited. I'm also excited about the new Gainbridge sponsorship. I wasn't going to say anything on the show because I didn't know if it was public or not, but now he set it out in front of the fans at the fan zone, and we watched him, and it'll be on the Atlanta dock later this month. He has signed up for, I think it's 16 out of the last 19 races coming up. There's going to be, Gainbridge is going to be on the hood, either on the 7 or 77.
Nice.
So that's freaking cool, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I've been a fan of seeing them. They have always had cool paint schemes in the IndyCar races, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And that's a huge deal for Spire. They have never had a multi-year sponsorship dropped in their laps like this. So that shows a lot of faith and confidence, and hopefully it's a lot of money that our guy can go out and start doing more tests and getting more time. Yeah. So, Mike, you got anything else before we shut this down?
No, man. I just want to thank you all again for supporting this page and supporting all the efforts that Josh puts into it. He puts a lot of time into it, guys. And so without him, none of this is possible. So thanks again for joining up with me here at the race. And like I said, hopefully we teamed up at the right track one more time.
Yeah.
Corey's going to victory lane. We're climbing the catch fence. We're going to get arrested, but that's okay. Josh is a police officer.
I'll figure it out.
And so, yeah, he'll get us out. Yeah, it's fine.
That's all right. All right. Well, y'all, I appreciate you so much. Thank you once again for tuning into the Shoe Show. If it wasn't for y'all watching, and if it wasn't for everybody's support, we would not be here. Otherwise, y'all, God bless, stay safe, and hopefully we have something exciting to talk about when this comes out. A little shoe victory. Y'all, God bless, and I'll see you next time.